Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. This is Knack. We do have live tournament action coming at you right now. We are in our semi-final match now of this month's tournament, and we are going to be having a good old-fashioned time here. Dakkon versus ClashPanther. Now, Dakkon has placed in this season. He is currently ranked 10 Master. ClashPanther, on the other hand, has not placed in Season 4. Of course, it just opened today, and he was ranked 95 GM in last season. So, Grandmaster here in ClashPanther, high-level Master here in Dakkon. ClashPanther is going to be our Purple Terran up here at about the 11 o'clock position. At 3 o'clock, we do find Dakkon. He is our Red Zerg. And it is on Test Bug here. I like this map. It is a 3-player map. There are this 1, 2, and 3 spawn locations here. And we're going to be spending most of our time on the top side of this map. There's the GLHF from ClashPanther. Now it is best of 5, so the loser will choose a map here. But the pressure not going to be on quite yet. We've really got to wait till at least Game 2 before one of these players starts feeling the heat, starts feeling the burn, and has to start making up ground. We'll see how that's going to go. And who is it going to be? That is the question. Now, we do have a wall-off beginning here for ClashPanther. Looking pretty solid. And we don't have anything quite yet from Dakkon. Of course, it is fairly early. We do however, have a Scouting Overlord, and this guy absolutely cruising at the speed of light. Look at that sucker go. He is going to make it down to that incorrect location by the time we all get too old. So we are going to go check something else and see what's going on. Are we going to go hatch first on this map? That is a good question for me. Now, it's iffy if you want to do that, especially against Terran here, I think. May not be the best choice. However, it does appear that he is going to do it. It's not a bad choice. Don't get me wrong. I mean, I don't think he's making a mistake or anything, but it does have certain implications, and he does have to be a little bit careful here. Now, we do have the barracks about to be complete for ClashPanther, and he is going to be sending out his SCV scout. Is he going to go in the correct direction? We shall see. In just a moment, we do have a refinery on the way here for ClashPanther. He's looking really, really solid at this point. And the hatchery, look at that though. His scout did go in the incorrect direction, so not going to be getting down an early bunker here potentially. Now, I do want to note that that Dakkon making a mistake here, I think, with this Overlord cruising in the incorrect direction here. Needs to camp that sucker over the hatchery just in case his opponent does show up in decent time to put down that bunker. Now, he could come up here and start a bunker just soon enough, potentially. Do we have the Marine? Is he going to be going out across the map here? It does not look like it. Oh, my goodness. Don't know. Marine not headed in the correct direction if it is going to be a bunker play. We do have, however, this SCV cruising in here. Does see the timing of everything. Obviously, the spawning pool complete at this point. And going to be a queen coming out on the field. This guy cruising around the backside, and looks like he may go ahead and evacuate that position. We'll see if that's the case. We didn't have any forward movement from these Marines quite yet, so kind of interesting. And yeah, Clash doing a great job though with his beginning opener here. He's going to go ahead and go for, guess what? Hellions on the way. We do have the reactor down here for the barracks, and there is going to be a switcheroo here. Notice that he's going to go ahead and put down his command center as well. Looking to be in great shape, potentially. Now, ClashPanther, really, really strong player at this point. And, yeah, I mean, he's looking really solid. There goes the first Hellion. We should see a second on the way. There it goes. Going to see 2 Hellions in just a moment. Dakkon cruising out across the map with a couple of Lings. Looking pretty good. And apparently we've got some fans of Dakkon out on the live stream, and that is cool. And he is apparently from Brazil. That is what we like to hear. And we do also like to hear that he has got those fans and got people supporting him. It's nice to see how many people can come out and support somebody like this, and it's really neat how far he's gotten in this tournament. So good luck to him moving forward. And that's awesome. I like that quite a bit. But here come your Hellions. These guys going to be cruising in here. Are they going to be able to do enough damage? It looks like the static D here, including the Queen's, going to be just a little bit too much in just a moment. Oh, man. Yep, a little bit too much to deal with. He's going to have to either get out a whole bunch more of these Hellions. He does have 4 now. Could try and squeeze through there. Is he going to give it a shot? Oh, it's tense. Oh, it's tense. Is he going to give it the shot? It doesn't look like it. It looks like he's going to be on a just kick it in this position for just a little while. Looks as though Dakkon just going to not be able to get out too many lings here for a little while. We'll see when it's going to be go time for him, though. Let's check in on ClashPanther's orbital command here. The second one is almost complete. Probably going to be flying that sucker out. ASAP is going to be putting down a bunker here for some static D. Notice that he did tech switch into siege tanks. Doesn't have that siege tech on the way quite yet, but he is going to have the tanks out, so should be pretty good here in just a little bit. But looking really solid. A couple more racks going down, and it is going to be a tech lab and a reactor ASAP, and another gas going down. Now these guys are going to have to evacuate that position. It appears, looks like Dakkon going to be cruising forward here for just a moment with that static defense. That spine crawler getting into position there and cruising forward. Looks like he's trying to get these guys pushed out of the way, but really what it's doing here is opening up a path. If I were ClashPanther, I would probably take these guys, move them up to this position, and run them through here right now and go straight back here behind that mineral line, because they wouldn't take as much hits from that spine crawler in its current position. So it looks like he may be thinking the same type thing, going to try and take out that creep spread. Not a bad idea. Trying to waste that queen's energy. Pretty good stuff. Oh, yeah, very, very good. Now, we do have another gas going down here for ClashPanther. He does have this wall off going down, it looks like. Interesting. Going to be putting down a couple extra units there. It does have a couple siege tanks ready to go, but still no siege tech. So kind of interesting. Of course, a lot of Terran these days are waiting on that siege tech until it's time to move out. It's a very, very fast research time, and it tends to not be useful to have it until you need to either defend or push out across the map. So we'll see when he's going to go ahead and get that. It looks like he did start it, so probably gearing up for a push here in just a little bit. Off of 2 base. Got to love it. And putting down some more supply depots, looking really solid. Siege tank now, three of them it looks like now on the map. No new expands quite yet for either player. Of course, Dakkon sort of in a holding position in his base. Let's just check in on the units tab while we wait. Notice he's got 54 drones. Looks like a phenomenal economy there for Dakkon. 40 SEVs though for ClashPanther with those mules is plenty. Looks as though he is going to be cruising out across the map here in just a moment. Notice he is going to be securing a third command center. Probably going to fly that, I would assume, to this position here, which is very, very gutsy. If not, it is going to be this position. But I don't know. We'll see how it's going to be. But he is cruising out across the map here. And here it comes. There are a bunch of mutas here trying to get in the way. Not going to happen. There seems to be plenty of Marines. Looks like he is going to try and skirt this army with the mutas, though. And what do we have for defense for ClashPanther? Notice he is putting down a missile turret here. One, not bad. I mean, he could probably use another one at each location, but one at each, not too bad. And here comes the engagement, though. Looks like the Marine's going to be holding off these guys. Did get a kill on, looks like 2 of those Hellions. Not a bad snipe there for Dakkon. Notice that he did go ahead and secure his third, so it looks pretty solid. And going to be sending up his defenses here, I assume. It looks like ClashPanther is going to try and make that happen, though, taking down the third. Decent kiting there from ClashPanther. Looks like it was just slightly late, but he does have, I think, more than enough units to take it down. Oh, wow, and that siege tank actually living through that is really actually very, very big. Canceling here, and looks like ClashPanther will deny that third for just a moment longer, so not bad at all. Got to love it. Dakkon going to be putting his spine crawler here in location. And looks like Dakkon down to just a little bit less mutas than he would really, really want at this point. And here comes a very, very large Marine army. They do have one Hellion here, but the Hellion not really going to be able to do tons. But ClashPanther does have a decent advantage at this point, and I think a push is well within his reach. However, he is going to be backing out here and playing defensively as he secures this third, which isn't a bad play. It is definitely a safe play, but notice what he's going to allow Dakkon to do. Dakkon going to double expand behind this, so I like this play quite a bit. This is super, super aggressive here, but is probably exactly what he needs to gain the lead in this matchup, especially since ClashPanther not going to stay aggressive here. Now, we do have a whole bunch of mutas here now on the field. They do not have any... wait, let's just check. Does he have an upgrade? Yeah, he's got the +1. I take it back. Does have the +1. That's pretty nice. +1 attack makes him super effective. But he's not really performing tons of harassment with these guys quite yet. Looks like he is going to cruise in here just before these missile turrets complete. And even if they do complete, he is going to be in pretty decent shape with that number of mutas that he does have. Going to be taking out quite a few units here. Going to have to evacuate. And ClashPanther swooping in here with his Marines to try and take those suckers out. Obviously, Dakkon going to be backing out immediately. And it looks as though he is going to get ClashPanther back into business here for just a moment. So looking really solid, though, from both of these players. Good stuff. Missile turrets going down. 3 of them, it looks like. He is dead serious about trying to take this third. We do have what appears to be a little bit of a drone transfer, albeit not very many. There you go. That's a decent number. Going to get that third saturated here. The fourth going to get saturated here as well, I would assume, here in just a moment. But we do have what looks to be a beginning of a critical mass here for ClashPanther. Now, he is slightly behind in the supply count, but not by very much. Looks like he is going to even that up here just a little bit potentially. Oh, no, Dakkon is going to back out with these mutas for just a moment. Well, let's take a look at the numbers here of, wow, a lot of banelings now morphing into existence and a whole bunch of speedlings. Notice that they do have +1 attack. That's going to be fairly effective here. ClashPanther is just going to go up here and try and deny the third, though. So not a bad deal. Here comes, I assume, the defense from Dakkon in just a moment. Notice that we do have a lot of Marines here in the back for defense of any backdoor type attacks on this army. But it looks as though Dakkon going to go ahead and sack this hatchery. So interesting play. He does already have this other third. Here comes his main army, though. It looks like he is going to be cruising out and turning this into a base trade type situation. Interesting play. A lot of defense here, though, for ClashPanther. Not quite enough, though. Those siege tanks did get taken out very, very quickly. Great play here from Dakkon. Going to be doing a lot of damage. Looks like these guys are going to get evacuated ASAP. Here comes the rest of the defense here from ClashPanther, though. Going to be sieging up these tanks. Looks like pretty good and good kiting here from the Marines. Now, they're getting very, very low on health, though. A couple of those banelings did go off, taking out quite a few of those Marines. Great play from Dakkon. He's really in a strong position at this point, and his fan club out on the live stream absolutely loving it. Viva la Dakkon. That's really good play from him at this point. Doing a phenomenal job. Does have a pretty decent amount of these mutas still out on the field, and that is just difficult for ClashPanther to deal with. Notice that he is going to be getting some substantial upgrades, though. Here comes the attack. Oh, banelings! Taking out a lot of Marines. He's got to keep these Marines alive, otherwise we have free reign, and this looks like it could potentially be game. Dakkon now in beautiful shape. And he is going to be cruising forward here with a lot of units. I do think that this is a great time to go ahead and counterattack here. Is he going to go for this position? Yes, he is. These bunkers probably not going to complete. And if they do, it is not going to matter. There's the GG from ClashPanther. Wow, Dakkon showing a lot of strength there, taking out a GM in game number 1. It is a best of 5, however, and don't alt-tab, ladies and gentlemen. Don't always alt-Starcraft. We'll be going into game number 2 here in just a moment. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. This is Knack. We do have live tournament action coming at you right now. It is going to be on Shattered Temple. ClashPanther taking on Dakkon. And let me tell you, this is phenomenal stuff, ladies and gentlemen. Dakkon showing a lot of strength with his Muta Ling Baneling play in that last game. ClashPanther, just too much for him to handle there. And really strong play from him as well, but just overrun there at the end by that Muta Baneling army with those Lings in there for support. So really good stuff. And I'm going to time some people out on my live stream if they don't cool it. I want to see good manners. We don't curse. We don't do stuff like that. It's got to be clean. I'm trying to keep a T for teen rating on my stream, so please help me out there, guys. And I am required to do that from Blizzard, so let's be careful. All right, Dakkon is going to be spawning down here in the 6 o'clock position as our red Zerg. ClashPanther is our purple Terran up here at the 8 o'clock position. So very, very close positions by air. Notice that Dakkon did scout with the Overlord, sees exactly where his opponent is at this point. There is a wall off going down here for ClashPanther in pretty decent time. Notice he's going to be sending out an SCV scout right away. Hey, what's up, Amnesian? Good to see ya. Okay. I will time out anybody else who says anything bad-mannered, okay? That's your warning. I just timed somebody out. And so let you know that I'm serious. But no more bad manners out on the live stream. Okay. There's another one. Sorry, guys. Not going to have it. Okay, but we're back into this match. Notice we do have a fast expand here from Dakkon. Going to be pretty good. You guys are only timed out for 10 minutes, just so you know. So when you come back, please keep it clean. Let's try and say nice things about each other. All right, cool. So ClashPanther does have his wall off complete at this point. Does have his gas up and his orbital command on the way. Spawning pool going to be complete here in just a moment, and he is looking to be in great position. I just love that Dakkon has got fan club with him, man. It's so cool. He's really got some cool fans that just show up with him. I think that's really neat to see. And I mean, he's a phenomenal player and quite frankly deserves a fan club. I mean, he's really showing a lot of strength here. It's been tons and tons of fun to see him. And, I mean, really great game. Taking down game number 1 off ClashPanther is not an easy job. That is for sure. I mean, I've seen ClashPanther go undefeated against master level players, but Dakkon really has got some skill there. So tons and tons of fun to see. We do have a factory going down here for ClashPanther as well as an expand going to be up here on the high ground. Obviously, it looks like we are going to be the same opener here for ClashPanther, going to be going for those Hellions. Notice he is getting ready for that switcheroo ASAP. And it is about to happen, but look at this. Zergling's coming up at the very opportune time. And landing that sucker quickly. Nice control there from ClashPanther. Looks like that, wow, the scouting Overlord did go down. So Dakkon did scout an Overlord and did get supply block there because of it. So a little bit of a pain there for just a moment, but that's okay. He will be remedying that. As you can see, he does have an Overlord on the way. 2 of them, actually. Tech Lab now going down here on the barracks. Looks as though we are going to see double Hellions cruising out across the field. Let's see if we've got Static D. Yes, we do. It is going to be a Spine Crawler here for Dakkon. So beautiful stuff. And double Queens here at the natural. One going to be here for Creep Spread. The other going to be there for Inject Larva, as well as one up here at the main. Good Inject Larva is going down. We do have Metabolic Speed Boost. Here comes the Hellions. Guys, not quite going to be able to get in here. Not quite going to get in with those. There is this Spine Crawler and the double Queens for defense from Dakkon. So smart. I mean, it just really strong opener here from Dakkon. We've really got to have a lot of respect for this guy. And he is just really in great shape at this point. Let's take a look at what we've got here. It looks as though we've got a starport going down as well as a second factory. And this expand should be ready to go out here just about any moment. And a bunch of Marines here at the low ground. There goes the expand for ClashPanther. Let's check back in on Dakkon. Notice that his metabolic speed boost is about to be done. And he is going to be gassing up here. Looks like another similar play. I'm not going to say same. Oh, it is different. I take it back. Look at that. We do have a tech switch here for Dakkon. It is going to be a Roach Warren. Interesting play. Got to love it, ladies and gentlemen. So Roach Warren going down here for Dakkon in great time. Got to love it. Good stuff. And we do have this reactored starport now going to be pumping out some medevacs as well as the factory with a tech lab here going down. So good stuff there. Two barracks here, one with tech lab, one with a reactor. The tech lab obviously researching Stimpack at this moment. Good stuff. We do have a Baneling nest going down for Dakkon as well. Good stuff there. And I'm liking it. Liking it. So let's take a look. We do have the saturation here for ClashPanther. Let's take a look at the units tab. 33 SCVs to 45 drones. We do have mules, obviously, for ClashPanther, which is absolutely going to be helpful at this point. But here comes what appears to be a nice-looking drop. Spire going down here in the back, but these guys going to evacuate down to the low ground. And it looks as though the Baneling Nest going to get taken out here. Tech structures going down. That is the target here for ClashPanther. Going to take out the Spire before it even happens. Good cancel there from Dakkon. Beautiful stuff. It looks like he is going to go ahead and try and focus down the spawning pool. Not a bad idea. Is going to be able to stall production of units here for just a moment. But pretty good. Looks like the spawning pool definitely going to go down. And still a lot of Marines in the main here. ClashPanther very, very strong right now with this aggression. He does have some defense here coming here for Dakkon. Looks like he may be able to try and clean this up, but a couple roaches may not quite be enough. And now Queen's going to be going down, it appears. One Queen down and two going to be going down. Oh, good, good. Look at that. Clutch transfusion. Dakkon saving that Queen for just a moment longer, trying to buy himself some time here. Two more roaches coming out, but is it going to be enough? So many of these Marines still on the field here and just doing a lot of damage. Now all of the Queens are currently dead. We do have another Baneling Nest now out on the field, and here comes some Hellions going to be doing some damage, but not quite enough. He ran it right too close to that Spine Crawler, and the blockage there from Dakkon getting it killed. And here comes yet another drop, and it is going to stall mining here at the natural. Wow, very, very strong play right now from ClashPanther, taking a very, very substantial lead at this point. Beautiful stuff. Notice that the Spire was recreated here. I love how fast Dakkon remade his tech structures. This is ridiculous kinds of fast, and he is just showing why he is such a good player and why he deserves to be in this position. But it looks as though this attack from ClashPanther has already done a great deal of damage. Now, he did clean out all those Marines. Both of the medevacs are going to be able to evacuate here, and we do now have some Mutalisks on the field. But another drop commencing back here at the back of the main. ClashPanther not going to give up that easily with this. He is really, really going to go ahead and push this attack over and over and over again. We'll see if he's going to continue that type of aggression here in just a moment. Now, he does see the Mutalisks, so he is going to be putting down some missile turrets here. I'm liking this play quite a bit. Going to be getting out more medevacs. Got some tanks here on the field. Probably going to be cruising forward and putting him down in a forward position potentially, but not until after he is going to go for the destructible rocks. And yeah, he's doing a great job here. Rocks do go down. Looks like he is going to have a gold expand here in just a moment. Notice that this command center is just about complete. And we don't have any more aggression quite yet from ClashPanther, but it looks as though, or I mean, at least not drops, but he is going to have some aggression. This does count as aggression, as you see here. A very substantial army cruising out across the map here. ClashPanther looking to try and tie this up in the middle of this, or tie this matchup right here in this game. So this is really, really good push here. Going to be focusing down that static defense. Not quite enough roaches here to deal with the stimmed Marines. Great, great push here. It does appear. Oh, and look at that. Good kiting there, but not quite enough. Looks like those Banelings are going to get into position, almost taking out all of those Marines. They did take out almost half of them there. Good, good defense here, potentially from Dakkon, but it's not quite enough. And there's the GG in game number 2. Great, great stuff, ladies and gentlemen. We'll be going to game number 3 here in just a moment. It will be Dakkon's map pick, so map pick. So stay exactly where you are. Don't alt-tab. Always alt-Starcraft. We'll see you guys then. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. This is Knack. We do have live tournament action coming at you right now on Shakuras Plateau. I love this map. Probably one of my favorites, that's for sure. It is very, very big. We are going to be in cross positions here in Game 3 in this best of 5. I do want to note that this is a semifinal match of this month's All-League tournament for ALT-Starcraft. And, okay. Cool. ClashPanther is going to be our pink Terran down here in the bottom left-hand corner. Our red Zerg is Dakkon up here in the top right. Will do, sir. All right, so Dakkon going to be gearing up for what I assume is going to be a fast expand. I don't think we've seen anything else from him quite yet. We'll just assume that at this point. We'll check here in just a moment, see if that's going to be the case. In the meantime, ClashPanther going to be starting off with a wall off here. Looks like he is going to be, let's see, one supply behind potentially. Oh no, look at this. A little bit of a switch here. Going to be putting his wall off down on the low ground. Interesting play. ClashPanther got that barracks going down on the low ground. Looks like he is going to be gearing up for a fairly fast expand based on this. Now, let's take a look. It looks like Dakkon is getting his fast expand right away. Now, I think ClashPanther probably... Man, why is everybody bad-mannering? Stop saying that, please, on my stream. Please stop saying that, okay? I just don't want people arguing on the live stream. So any more of it, I'm just going to start banning people. All right, spawning pool going down here behind that, so looking really good here. Standard opener here for Dakkon. Got to love it. We do have what appears to be some Marines coming out on the field. It looks like ClashPanther got his orbital command going down in pretty decent time. Like it. Like it a lot. And we just have the one racks at this point, though. Wow, look at that. Very, very fast command center. I don't think ClashPanther are going to be pushing forward with these Marines. Absolutely going to keep them back there for some defense. Banned. Deal with it. Cool. We do have a Queen coming out on the field. Got to love it. Dakkon doing a pretty decent job here, though. I like it quite a bit. He's a phenomenal player. Nice looking wall off here. Notice he did wall that off with 2 more racks, so a good solid wall in here. Those racks do have 1,000 HP, so a Banling bust not super effective against them. Of course, if they do bust it down, it does take away a lot of that unit producing capability as well. So it's a give and take type scenario there, but ClashPanther are going to be in a fairly strong position here with that early expand. Should have that sucker up and running here in just a little bit. Notice that he is going to be utilizing mules up here until he is... Oh, wow, another mule going down. He probably could have went ahead and used it here, but that's okay. Looks pretty solid. Regardless, now we do have that triple racks complete, as well as a 4th racks going down here for ClashPanther. Great, great timing. And banned. Deal with it. Tired of it. I don't know how many warnings you have to give people. Cool. All right, so yeah, orbital command going down in pretty decent time here at the expand as well. Cool, and a Lair Tech. Oh, Lair Tech from Dakkon. I'm liking this quite a bit, going for his relatively early Lair Tech. I say relatively early. My goodness, it is pretty stinking fast, Lair Tech. Got it down before 6 minutes into the game. Got to love that. It looks as though ClashPanther, though, sticking with solid Marine play here for just a little bit. We do have a Spinecrawler going down here for some static D as well as more gas. So I'm assuming Dakkon probably going to be going for some early mutas here. Essentially rushing into mutas. My goodness, that is really, really fun stuff. We do have, indeed, a Banling nest going down as well. So Banlings plus mutas is my guess at this point, but we'll see. I mean, he's not going to need this much gas for just Banlings, so probably going to be mutas. He seems to favor that quite a bit. Going to see an Evo chamber going down. Like this positioning of that Spinecrawler there, so looking really, really solid. We do have a Tech Lab going down here for ClashPanther. And looks like another Tech Lab. Double Tech Labs here and mass Marines at this point. Beautiful. Looks like he is going to be putting on a timing attack of sorts. Probably going to be a plus stim pack here, as well as, yep, indeed, it is going to be combat shield. So going to be going for an attack there. ClashPanther cruising out across the field. Now he doesn't want to get too far ahead of himself here. I think he probably could have waited just a few more moments before he pushed out to blind these towers. But all in all, this is not bad play. But you'll notice that this, especially the stim pack, takes 170 seconds to complete. So he really moved out, I think, a little bit preemptively here for a stim pack, or a stim timing push there. But we'll see how that's going to go. Notice that Dakkon is going to be sending out another Zergling as ClashPanther is backing out here. So Let's see what else we've got. It is going to be a factory and an engineering bay going down, so probably going to be gearing up for a very, very large push, potentially with tanks, I'm guessing, at this point, or maybe going to transition into some medevacs as well. Not a bad play. Either way, good stuff. It does have some Marauders out on the field here. Those Marauders actually nice for busting down spine crawlers. Notice that they do count as an armored unit, and as we all know, and if you don't, you will find out right now, guess what? Marauders do extra damage versus armor, 2x the damage, so not a bad play there to mix some Marauders into your army, even against Zerg. So good thing to remember. He's not going to overcommit to him, I don't think. So they'll just be useful in tearing down buildings. Notice that he is going to be gearing up for another command center. Beautiful play. He's really got his macro under control. Let's just check in on the units tab. Notice that he's got not only an SCV advantage, but he does have the mules as well. So actually, you know what? I'm still kind of mystified here. We do have +1 attack, but no mutas out on the field quite yet. No mutas quite yet. He should be getting some. Yep, there he goes. He's producing some now. It is going to be mutas. We do have the centrifugal hooks. That is the speed for banelings as well as melee attack level 1. Going to be solid defense here potentially. ClashPanther is going to have to be careful. Now notice that he is going to cruise it down here and check to see if there's anything at the third. And he is going to find it. Oh, Baneling's killing so many Marines there. Great defense there from Dakkon. Notice that he is potentially going to lose this, though. Looks like that does get canceled. And it looks as though ClashPanther is going to lose this army. But he did deny that third there for just a little while, which is really going to serve him well. But those mutas coming in pretty clutch are going to be able to take that down. Now we do have to build up some defenses here for ClashPanther. I think at this point he can expect some mutalisk harass, so we should see some, we do see missile turrets going down. Is one going down? Nope, not here at the expand quite yet, but it looks as though ClashPanther dead serious about getting his expand up and running. He does have a command center flying out, not going to wait to turn it into an orbital, but going to set it down right there, as well as go ahead and toss down, guess what? Missile turrets. Got to have them, especially against these mutas here. And it is going to be Infestation Pit, so I see some guys out on the live stream that are excited about potential of Infestors. It is going to be Infestors with mutas. My goodness, that's difficult to run, to produce off 2 base. That's a lot of gas there. But he is securing his third, so that is absolutely going to help. Here comes the Marines for some defense there. Good stem into that defensive position. ClashPanther in pretty decent shape at this point. Looks like Dakkon going to be skirting around here, going to try and come up to the backside of this natural potentially and see if he can make something happen there. Notice we do have another reactor going down here on this barracks, but here comes a little bit of a run by. Poor tank. Looks like he is going to get sniped. Absolutely sniped. Good snipe there from Dakkon, and then backing out very quickly. These guys going to cruise into the mineral line. Going to do some damage to those SCVs, and it looks as though these mutas going to be cruising in here and sniping another tank. Great harass from Dakkon right now. Beautiful stuff. Man, that's nice. Good play from Dakkon. Really taking control of this game at this point. ClashPanther does have to play very defensively at this point, but I do like the positioning of this orbital command. He's in this kind of nice trio of bases here. Makes it relatively easy to defend. He's just got to be careful up here at his main. Now notice that he does have a couple missile turrets here. One Marine, however, one Marine not going to be super effective. But there's a battle going down here, and it looks like ClashPanther are going to be losing that Marauder, or at least the medevac, but the Marauder actually lived there, so that's nice. But a lot of Marines here for ClashPanther, absolutely what he needs. Notice he is getting that armor +1. He already has the attack +1 for this infantry, so that's looking good. Dakkon is currently securing his 4th, looking to be in great position here. He's got to get this gas going to continue producing these gas-heavy units. He's absolutely going to need them. Let's just check in and see what he's got in his army. Well, 2 Banelings in his main army, and he's got a whole bunch of Mutalisks, though. So these guys cruising around, looks like they are going to poke into the main here just to see what's going on. Going to take out that missile turret ASAP. A couple Marines here going to get taken out. Got this critical number of mutas here that's just difficult to deal with. But the Marines coming in here for defense. Looks as though ClashPanther are going to have to commit a lot of resources now to missile turrets. Let's just check in on that units counter for just a moment. Notice he's got 64 SCVs to 62 drones, still with the mule advantage as well. So looking pretty good. Doesn't necessarily need to rush into a fourth base, but is a consideration that he's probably going to need to take here in the near future. Now, ClashPanther does have a pretty decent force here. It looks to be moving out across the map. And Dakkon doesn't really have tons in his army. He does have a decent amount of banelings here, but mostly mutas here, so he's got to be careful. Doesn't want to overcommit to mutas. Could potentially bite him in the rear. We'll see if that's going to happen. But now 86 drones for Dakkon, and looks like Icefire did notice that as well. Love to see guys watching that production tab and the units tab. And Icefire, one of those good guys, knows how to do his research. Here comes the attack. The defense here from Dakkon absolutely has to stick. Good banelings going down. Looks like they did kill quite a few units, but a decent number of units still on the field here for ClashPanther. Looks like he is going to be able to deny this third. Here comes the main defense. Is it going to be enough? We do have an Infestor tossing down a decent fungal there. Nice stuff there, but is it quite going to be enough? I don't think so. Look how many units still alive there for ClashPanther. Looks like he absolutely is going to go ahead and deny this expand. Going to take out a lot of drones here as well. And Dakkon committed a lot of resources to those drones. ClashPanther now in phenomenal shape. We do have what appears to be a slight counterattack here from Dakkon with these mutas. As in the meantime, ClashPanther going to be moving back down to the low ground here. Going to try and take out a couple units. Is going to brutalize some of those units, but look at this. Dakkon is going to have to back out with these mutas for defense. He's trying to gear up for defense. He's got to hold these three bases. He cannot lose another at this point. Let's just check that units tab for just a moment. 57 drones right now to 72 SCVs. Great economic position for ClashPanther. He does not need to build any more. Here comes a counterattack from ClashPanther. Is it going to be enough damage, though? Here comes ClashPanther to get in for his defense. But I said ClashPanther, but it was Dakkon pushing an attack, not ClashPanther. Sorry, I'm getting confused a little bit there. But we do have a bunch of siege tanks here. Going to definitely hold off that ground army. And ClashPanther's got plenty old Marines here to deal with those Mutalisks. Good stuff. Going to be cruising around here. Looks like he is gearing up for another push. He's got 172 supply. My goodness. Look at all of these siege tanks. Look at all of these Marines. This is so difficult for Dakkon to deal with. I think a great counter here from ClashPanther. Notice that Dakkon cruising up here. What is he looking for, I wonder? Don't know. Yeah, Icefire. Thanks, Icefire. I just have to read what he said because that has got to go on this YouTube video. I will read it as a quote. Icefire says, "Knack, just go with the mistakes, man. That's what all the famous casters do." So, great. I'm glad that making mistakes puts me in the in crowd. But here comes that main attack. ClashPanther with an extremely strong force here. Looks to be brutalizing, absolutely brutalizing Dakkon. Dakkon backing out here is going to have to sack his third base right now. And this is probably going to be it, ladies and gentlemen. ClashPanther so strong with this push. Look at that, +2/+2 on this infantry. Absolutely going to obliterate those poor mutas at this point. Now, there was a little drop here, it appears, that we did kind of miss, but he did come and clean that up. He is now stuck on one mining base. Ouch. That is a word that we will definitely remember for just a little while. Long-distance mining here, but here comes the main push again from ClashPanther. Maxed out just about on that supply. Looking really solid here. And pushing forward here, and so many Marines. I just can't believe that. Man. Going to be pushing forward, and look at those, all these siege tanks now getting into position, sieged up, a couple of them going down there to the mutas. A great snipe there with the mutas, but so many Marines here cleaning out those mutas so quickly, stimming up here to the high ground, looks to be taking down this hatchery, and there's the GG from Dakkon. Unbelievable. Wow, that was such a great game. A lot of back and forth in that one, and that is going to take us into game number 4, but right now it is pressure on Dakkon. 2-1 in favor of ClashPanther, so we'll don't alt tab, always alt StarCraft. We'll see you guys in just a minute. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. This is Knack. We do have live tournament action coming at you right now. It is game 4 in a best-of-5 ClashPanther versus Dakkon, and it is actually match point potentially here for ClashPanther. All he's got to do is take one more game, and that is going to be a win and a ride into the finals of tonight's monthly tournament. Oh, man, we've had such a great ride so far. Such wonderful games, and Dakkon doing such a phenomenal job against ClashPanther, who is, in fact, a GM, and Dakkon a very highly ranked master. So this has really been a great matchup so far. Now, ClashPanther being up to, putting the pressure on his opponent here, is really going to potentially play a factor in this game. I mean, Dakkon cannot lose here, so we should potentially see very, very safe play from Dakkon in this matchup, and probably going to really focus on getting good scouting, and he wants to know when his opponent's pushing out, know what his opponent's doing, what the tech pattern is, and it's just really, really fun to see so far. But let's talk about the spawn positions here. We are in Metalopolis here. It is MLG's version. You can see here, because we do have that supply depot, that is neutral. ClashPanther is going to be up here at the 12 o'clock position. 2 o'clock, we do find Dakkon. He is our red Zerg. Got to love this. Close air positions here. Obviously, Dakkon did scout his opponent here very, very early, with the Overlord going to be cruising this guy around and getting him in position back here. We'll see if that close air position going to make a difference here. But man, this is really going to be fun. Now, is Dakkon going to go for a fast expand? I don't know if it's... I'm questioning maybe his fast expanding here, but he is going to indeed do it. It seems to be a very, very comfortable build for him. But, I mean, on maps like even Metalopolis that really aren't that big, unless you're in cross positions, I mean, this isn't that long of a rush distance when it comes down to it. Just got to be careful. Sometimes maybe it makes sense to go for pool first. But hatch first, not a bad deal here. It looks as though he should be okay. I don't see any... well, this SCV actually went to this position first, the cross position first. That is going to tell him, oh, wow, I know what ClashPanther's doing. He should go ahead and rally here, I think. We should see ClashPanther go ahead and try and put down a bunker against his opponent with this fast expand. So I think that's what he was going for here by searching across the map first there in that cross position. We'll see if that's going to be the case. Notice we do have the spawning pool going down for Dakkon in good time. But the Marine is out on the field but not moving across the map, so maybe not. I guess I'm going to have to take it back. But it was a possibility, that's for sure. Just not going to happen, so it is what it is. And ClashPanther just cruising around here with his SCV for a little while. Looks as though he is going to just cruise down here and gather intel. Not going to be going for the bunker. Oh, I see. Icefire. Let me just read what Icefire is telling me. He says it's almost always safe to hatch first versus Terran as long as you pull drones correctly to deny bunker, which is true. That's true. But he did have his Overlord there for sight, so he would have known if any bunkers were going down, which means he could have pulled drones in phenomenal time there. So Icefire, absolutely correct there. I will shut up about my metagaming there, but good stuff. It is going to be a fast expand here from ClashPanther as well. He's got that going down in great time. Standard opener here from ClashPanther, getting that factory over to the reactor. Going to be sending out some of the Hellions to his opponent's base here in just a moment. 2 of those getting queued up immediately. Now this base a little bit easier to Hellion harass just because it's so wide open. But as usual, Dakkon is going to be getting out his second queen, and I think is such wonderful play. It makes it so easy to defend against that Hellion harassment. Even on this map right here, which has got a fairly wide open natural here. But we do see these guys cruising out across the field here. We'll go ahead and follow those for just a second. And Icefire just mentioning that Hellions are so cost effective. I absolutely agree. And good stuff. Cruising out here. Looks like he is going to cruise back behind this mineral line and do some damage. Going to try and take out a Zergling here. Good job. And backing out for just a moment. So ClashPanther, not interested in losing those Hellions at this point, is going to get up 4 total now at this in this juncture. Taking this tower for a little bit. I'm wondering if he is going to go ahead and push those suckers in. Looks like he may wait until he has secured his base. Doesn't want to lose them if there is going to be, say, a Zergling attack on the way or something like that. So not a bad deal there, but he is waiting for just a moment. Does have his orbital command number 2 cruising out here. We'll be taking that expand in pretty decent time. Notice he does have double factories with double reactors. Yikes, ladies and gentlemen. It is going to be crazy train time. Lots and lots of Hellions. Do you have second barracks going down here? It's only 1 gas at this point, but a pretty decent army gearing up here for an attack. They did just kill something that scouted them. and cruising in here. Got to make it happen, but I do believe he is going to have to back out with that many roaches on the field. I like this tech pattern here for Dakkon. I don't think that ClashPanther was expecting roaches at this juncture, and Dakkon now doing a great job thwarting ClashPanther's plan, so he is going to have to mix those Hellions into his army, but it looks like he's going to have to do more than that, because here comes a roach attack. Looks as though ClashPanther going to have to do a serious amount of damage. I would like to see him very, very careful. Don't want to lose too many of these Hellions, and back up and try and buy a little bit of time here, but don't lose too many. He's got to keep these alive. Still needs that DPS, even though it's not tons against these roaches. Now this bunker going down in pretty decent time is going to be very, very effective. Nice line alignment here for these Hellions to shoot at these roaches. Good stuff there. Good movement around this with these guys. Look at that. Taking these guys out in pretty decent time. Looks like those roaches are going to go down, but the losses will be fairly substantial here for ClashPanther. Let's just check and see how many that is. It is 1,100 total losses right now to 962 in the resources there, but not too bad. He is going to be cruising back out across the map with the Hellions yet again. Interesting. And Hellions now going to obliterate these Zerglings, but plenty of static D here, it looks like, especially with those queens, but he is going to sneak behind here and stall mining at least for a moment. Not bad micro here from ClashPanther, getting these guys in great position. But enough roaches here. Now these guys are absolutely trapped and absolutely going to die. So sad, sad, sad if you are a Hellion today. But down they go, and Dakkon right back to mining. Let's just check in on the units tab. Notice we have 31 drones to 34 SCVs, so a little bit of an economic advantage here for ClashPanther. He's very, very on top of that macro at this point, doing a great job. Is Dakkon going to opt for another counterattack here? Indeed he may. He does have Banelings morphing in down here at his main and going to be cruising forward here. Let's see, we still have unbelievable here from ClashPanther. Look at this, still committing very, very heavily to these Hellions. It's very interesting to me. And going to be getting out Marauders with Hellions. Marauder Hellion, such an interesting combo here. But it is fairly effective potentially against a Roach Ling Bling army if he micros correctly. So ClashPanther, known for his good micro, cruising forward here. Those Marauders doing a lot of damage to these armored roaches there. That extra damage meaning something here. Here come the Banelings, but Banelings not super effective against Marauders either. And it looks as though the Marauders will get cleaned up here, but ClashPanther should be able to back out here and potentially defend. He just needs to get a couple more units into this bunker and should be okay. We'll see if that's going to be the case. There we go, Marauders into that bunker, but bunker going to go down very, very quickly. And here come all the SCVs going to be repairing these units. Good idea. I'm liking that quite a bit. So he held that off in pretty decent style and didn't lose SCVs. He didn't put the SCVs at risk. So really, really nice play there from ClashPanther. Let's just check the units tab. Notice what he's got. 42 SCVs to 31 drones. So Dakkon slightly behind there, but units lost is going to show that it is now favoring, oh, it's still favoring ClashPanther actually. That was interesting to see that. I was thinking that after that attack it might favor Dakkon, so I was wrong. But indeed he is going to be mounting another attack. It is going to be Zerglings here, but Zerglings is going to be less effective against these Hellions. Here they come nonetheless. Getting right in here, going to try and do a little bit of damage. Good kiting here from these Hellions. Going to take those suckers down in great time. He didn't lose not one single unit there. Beautiful, beautiful play. More barracks on the way here for ClashPanther. Wow, and an engineering bay as well. Cool. Good stuff. And still pumping out Hellions. Unbelievable. And here comes more Hellions in for this counterattack, obliterating the supply line here. Oh my goodness. Wow. Let's check the units tab and see where that puts Dakkon down to 26. Now 25 drones. A lot of drones going to be dying here, and this is brutal, brutal, brutal. Not the position he wants to be in. And this may be game, ladies and gentlemen. Oh my goodness, if ClashPanther wins this here, he is absolutely going to be moving into the finals, and that is exactly what he wants to do. But Dakkon trying desperately here to hold it off. He does have a decent amount of roaches, but he has got to play very, very defensively here at this point. Oh my goodness, ClashPanther, so awesome right now. So awesome. I can't believe he's making this Hellion play work against that many roaches, but he's doing it, and absolutely with great style at this point. So tons and tons of fun to see. We do see Dakkon trying to back these roaches out. I don't think he should have pushed these guys forward at this point. He should be playing very, very defensively at this point. Yeah, mutas would be a great play here. A lot of guys out on the live stream just calling desperately for mutas. absolutely want to see it, but looks like this is the last-ditch effort, the last final defense in this tournament here for Dakkon. I do believe that ClashPanther is going to be able to take this down. Look at all these units, so many mutas here, Marauders on the field as well as Marines, and still even a couple Hellions on the field. Going to be taking this down. Looks like he is going to be going in here and denying this expand. A lot of drones going to be dying yet again. Beautiful, beautiful micro from ClashPanther. Unbelievable play, and look at the supply discrepancy there. Wow. Unbelievable stuff, ladies and gentlemen. This has just been a phenomenal series, and there's the GG from Dakkon. Gotta love the manners on that guy. That can be super frustrating, but he did win $10 in this tournament. So beautiful stuff from Dakkon. Wonderful stuff from ClashPanther. Congrats to him. He will be in the finals. We'll be going into our other semifinal match here in just a little bit. Don't alt-tab, ladies and gentlemen. Always alt-Starcraft. We'll see you guys in the next semi.